might be the top cheese if I can pull this off. We'll see. See whether this works. This is only 3 minutes in, so this is definitely earlier than you could usually kill this maze. Okay, so there you go. That is for sure the top cheese. And then we go like this, right? Aha! You get an 800 burning one. Top cheese. Hey guys, Stormy Nori here, coming at you with a fresh mutation guide for this week's mutation, which is for the Hordes on Abyssal Gates. As usual, I will go over the map, the mutations, my recommended strategy, notable cheeses, and my top champions for this mutation. So, the mutators are infested. When any unit dies, it spawns an enemy fiend. And reconstructed. When an enemy unit dies, that is not a structure or temporary unit, it resurrects 2 seconds later in the same location that it died, but it has 50% health, movement speed, and attack speed. So both of these mutators spawns extra guys for you to kill, which means that raiding force is absolutely phenomenal this week. So if you have access to raiding force, I recommend using that. You generate an absolute ton of money, and that's a lot of fun. So that's going to be my recommended strategy for the most part, is just use raiding force and champions with AoE. So Amara is great as usual, Blockade really good, Malok and Wars all excellent. I haven't played a bunch with Castile this week, just because I went pretty hard on him for the first 2 weeks of mutation, so I was just kind of experimenting with other things this week. And I wasn't really able to make Amara shine on this one. As we'll talk about in the map discussion very shortly, there is not a lot of creep camps on this one, so the additional starting unit strategy doesn't really work that well, and her champion by herself is just a little bit weak compared to... Actually, it's a lot bit weak, if I'm being honest, compared to the rest of the champions, but I'm having such a blast this week. Also, they put salvage equipment back in, which is fantastic. It's it just adds a lot more variety to the builds that actually feel really good to do as Vanguard, because anyways, that's a whole other rant, and I already mixed up one recording by ranting for like 5 minutes in the middle of this mutation guide about how much I love salvage equipment, so I'm not going to make that mistake again, and instead I'll go talk about the map. So let's talk a little bit about the map here. So the map is Abyssal Gates, as you can see. There are 5 bases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 4 creep camps only, and one of them is behind one of the bases. And then the top left one is kind of out of the way a lot of the times anyways. So usually it's mostly just these 2 creep camps, which is certainly less than Ritual Woods, for example. And I think it's the fewest creep camps on among the maps here, which is alright. It just means that you're not going to get as much out of a strategy like the maximum control gear-based strategies. So I'm just going to tell you what I've been doing lately, and I think this is a ton of fun, and I'm going to show it to you. Legitimately, this is just a blast. So most people are going to go this way. They're going to clear the camps here, and then they'll head in here. Now, for one thing, the expansions are not going to be as important this time around because if you have raiding force especially. But even if not, I think you should go with them to take out the camps while teching to tier 2 to get your transport. And then you should build one of your transport flyers, which I suspect, if you're like me, you haven't even done yet. And then you should head down to take out this base. Just fly over all this green area here and land behind the gate here and take it out. And if you're Malloc, you can make a big 800 burned one. And that's a really fun way to start the game. And your allies will be impressed. And if you have raiding party, you're going to get a lot of gold through that. I'll show you how that looks like with Malloc and Amara and Wars. I got it to work okay with blockade, but wasn't the best. I didn't try with Castile. I've been playing Castile a lot. He's a lot of fun, but I wanted to play the other guys a bit more, especially as I haven't finished leveling up Blockade, Malloc, and Wars. So I'll show you that, and that's my top cheese. There is because it's definitely cheesy, especially well, any of these variants I'm going to show you actually. Keep in mind that my Malloc is not yet level 13, and so as good as this is, it's going to be a lot better once he's got raiding force. And also, sorry about my audio levels in this. I'm going to turn down the game sounds in the future so that you can actually hear what I'm saying. Maybe I'll dub over some of it if it's really bad. I think for my Wars and Amara ones it might be, but we will see. I'll just do a bit of editing there, and I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, so my audio levels were indeed horrendous, so I'm going to try just dubbing over the clip, and we'll see how that goes. So the first one I'm showing off here is my Malloc build. This is level 12, so I don't have raiding force yet, so I'm not going to get the resources that I would from killing these guys earlier. But all this is a quick tier 2. I used the rapid innovation gear for it, or you can just, you know, if you're still leveling, you can just rush like Therium and then try to get a bit of Luminite from the creep camps, and then you just, you know, make your little transport there, you fly down there, you make your burned one, and then you're good to go. So that's the Malloc version. And now onto the Wars version, where similar thing, just kind of showing you that it does work with Wars as well. Again, just flying down here, and the teching to tier 2 is more important with Wars because you also get your Rift Squad ability, which is going to come in and save me at one point here. And then I think I'm going to cut off the audio at that point because I forget what comes after the Wars clip. But you can just see all the resources that I get here from the Infernal Arena. And that's why I chose this one and the Malloc one for my preview, which I'm still working on, you know, good intro music. And then you can see that the Rift units help a lot. And then I should have got across over to the other side here to deal with those gaunts, and I didn't, and I was feeling a bit embarrassed about that. But because I also could have just positioned that nether blade a bit better, and that way of taking care of them. So, or if I had lifted off my Harbinger, that also would have worked. But anyway, so it was a little bit messy there. But the point is, you get your transport flyer, you have the Harbinger, and you come down to bottom left there, and then it's good. This Orlana thing that you're seeing here didn't actually really work out very well. So we're going to cut the audio there, and we'll pick up with Amara, which is the final demonstration here. So here is my Amara demonstration. I think what I'm talking about here is just that I opted for advanced training and raiding force, and because you just don't need the transport, which is a bit of a shame because Amara has a unique transport unit called the Raptor, which you never need because she's always kind of cloaked anyways, so it would only be useful for transporting other things than her, slower than she is because she's extremely mobile. But frankly, I'm not complaining about the fact that Amara is extremely versatile and mobile and fun. It's just it's just a little bit unfortunate that she's the one that gets the unique transport and rarely has an opportunity to use it. So I just came down here, got shot by the tower there, which is not what you want to do. Um, but you can see I'm just going to get in here and get that first Phantom of Knives off, and then you can cloak, but I'm actually still seen by the tower up there. But it's honestly still fine because Amara is just so good. And I want you to pay attention to how much gold I have down there in the bottom left as I'm doing this. It's truly just incredible. Then you just build a whole bunch of barracks, a whole bunch of supply depots next to them, giving them the solar charge ability, and you're set for the rest of the game. You're gonna have a blast. And note that we're still like less than a minute, 30 seconds in here, and we'll take that first gate down, and I've fooled around afterwards, kind of farming these guys for a bit more gold, which you can do, but it's optional. So I think I'm going to end that one there. And you know what? I think I'm going to end the video there. It's it's a lot of fun, this mutation, especially with raiding party. But even without raiding force, you can you can still have a lot of fun by sneaking down to this bottom left gate and taking it out, and actually even just sneaking around to the other gates as well. While your allies are just doing the old-fashioned way of, going to the obvious first gate that's in front of the expansions. You can do that. So that's all for this week. I hope you all enjoyed that and have a good time with the mutation, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.